Time Wizard Tuesday coming at you guys. Welcome to Daywalker Cards. Today we are going to be taking a look at a deck that I've been wanting to build for quite some time, but I just finally got the urge to put everything together. So a few months ago I was posting looking for Nimble Momongas in the local group chat because I wanted to build something with Nimble Momonga in it. Just any kind of deck. I wanted to play Nimble Momonga. So I sat down today and this is the deck that I made. So I decided to go with a full beast down build. So every monster in the deck is a beast outside of the extra deck. However, we do not use the extra deck. Starlight Road, you do not have to special summon the Stardust Dragon. That is an important thing to remember. So let's take a look at our monster count. We are on 3 Bazu the Soul Eaters, so we have our Baboon. We have 3 Berserk Gorillas, so we have our Gorillas. We have 2 Giant Rats just for recruiting and tutoring the deck and thinning a little bit more, pulling Nimble Momongas out of the deck to get the life point gains going. We have Green Baboon, Defender of the Forest. I only play 1 Green Baboon. I think he is a little worse than yellow, so I'm only on 1 green. If this was pre-errata Green Baboon, obviously I'd be on maxed out 3, but it is not for Edison format. He cannot trigger when cards are destroyed by battle in Edison, so we do not want too many of him. We are in 3 King Tiger Wang Hu, so we now have 3 tigers in our deck. And for those that didn't know, that is Wang Hu, not Wang Hu, or however you want to pronounce that. Wang Hu is literally Chinese for King Tiger, so his name is King Tiger, King Tiger. All right, we are on the triple Nimble Momonga because that is why I wanted to build this deck. I wanted to play Nimble Momonga. It is one of my favorite cards in the game. I used to have CP Momongas, but I sold them long ago and I regret it, but it is what it is what it is. Rescue Cat. So, Rescue Cat, you're thinking, oh, I don't see an Arabellum. Why are you playing the Rescue Cat? Simply because of the high damage output potential of the Rescue Cat. So I don't have too many great targets for it. My only targets are right beside it. I have the Nimble Momongas. I have the Raikou. There are times where I can pull a Nimble Momonga, times where I can pull a Raikou. I don't have the Arabellum. However, if I get this early game and I set up with my spells, Nimble Momonga times 2 can be upwards to 2,300 or more damage. So 2,300 monsters getting pulled directly from the deck is pretty good. Also, their effects still trigger in Edison format, so I can use their effects when crashing into stuff, in which I think you'll see that in the video. I do crash one. So overall, Rescue Cat isn't the greatest card in this deck, but an important distinction. Rescue Cat destroys the card during the end phase. Guess what that triggers? Green Baboon, Defender of the Forest. So on the destruction of the cards, I could play those. I originally did include the Arabellum engine, but then I decided I wanted to go with a pure beast down deck and play Solidarity, so I ended up dropping them and keeping the cat. Cat so far has been pretty okay. I can't complain too much about it. Maybe it can be pulled out of the deck, replaced for something else. Test it yourself and find out. But for me, I think Rescue Cat at 1 is fine. Terrible top deck, though, I suppose, especially if you've already gone through the cats and, not the cats, the Raikou and the Momongas. However, it's there. It does its thing. It's situational. It's probably best to remove it, to be honest, but we'll keep it for now. Triple Raikou because, well, they are one of the best beast monster in Edison format. So why would I not include the best beast monster? And of course, his beastly little friend here, the super nimble mega hamster. And then the better baboon, in my opinion, Yellow Baboon, Archer of the Forest. Yellow Baboon can be special summoned when a beast is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. However, you need 2 beast type monsters in your graveyard to special summon it. And also, yellow only triggers in hand, unlike green, who can be triggered from hand or graveyard. So yellow you have to hard draw into, and then you need to banish a beast. Well, guess what? The giant rats, the Nimble Momongas, help us load up the beast so we can pay the cost of removing 2 beasts from play. I am on the triple Bazu, so I am removing beasts, but I do make sure to pay attention to this. And Bazu itself just gets really big with the spells that I play. So we are on triple Burden of the Mighty. Honestly, you could probably cut these down a little bit. In my original thinking, I was just wanting to make their monsters smaller for when I don't see solidarity, so maybe I can trade favorably with rats, or so Berserk Gorilla can run over a Cyber Dragon or a Caius, etc., or crash, what in need be. And also because it works with King Tiger Wanghu. Wanghu checks not when the monster is first summoned, but after the summon is successful and all other effects are applied, meaning Burden of the Mighty. So if they summon a level 4 monster with 1800 or less attack, it will be destroyed when Burden of the Mighty is face up because of King Tiger Wanghu's effect. So that is a pretty good little combo there. Like I said, maybe don't need 3. The deck is 42, so to make this an even 40, maybe drop a Burden of the Mighty, drop Rescue Cat. Who knows, So we are on 2 Gaia Power, a card that still eludes me in real life. I've yet to have one after many, many, many months of asking, so I still cannot play this deck in real life. I refuse to order a 5-cent card online. Somebody's got it in their bulk. They're just being stubborn and not checking for me. So we are in double Gaia Power. Originally, I had 3 Gaia Power in Terraforming, and then I realized, no, I need some traps in here, so I removed remove those 2 and just cut down the Gaia Power a little bit. Gaia Power is a little counterintuitive to the hamster's big butt as it reduces the defense by 400. However, the 500 boost it provides is very strong. Then we have Giant Trunade, Heavy Storm, and an MST here as our spell and trap removal, because it's very important that you don't just run into Deprison or Mirror Force or etc, etc. So you want your big monsters' attacks to go through. The whole point of this deck is to summon really big monsters that your opponent just can't deal with, and you overwhelm them with the beast. So we have Lightning Vortex to clear the field so we can attack directly. Triple Solidarity because I wanted everything to be a beast so I could play the Solidarity. And little fun fact here for those that don't realize it, the Ojamas are a beast, but none of them are very good for this deck, so didn't use them. But, they are there, they are beast, and this is a beast down deck. There's Mirror Force for protection, Return from the Different Dimension for obvious reasons. I am playing Bazu and Yellow Baboon. Return could be a very, very powerful card. Starlight Road, as I mentioned previously, is optional. Usually I will only bring out the Stardust Dragon if I have Bazu in hand ready to banish it once it dies. You don't want Stardust hitting the graveyard and getting stuck there thanks to Starlight Road, because then it negates your solidarities. But you also don't want to lose to Mirror Force, Torrential, Black Rose Dragon, so you play the Starlight Road. We are on Torrential ourselves because Torrential can trigger Green Baboon, so that is a nice little plus there. We blow up the field, then blow up the field with Torrential, then special summon Green Baboon, and then double trap stun, because as I mentioned, we're trying to get our attacks through, and we don't play too many traps of our own. So a nice little play, you can flip trap stun, then flip return, special everything back, and then everything's negated for the rest of the turn. So that's pretty good. The trap stun overall, I don't think you'll see me even draw it in these matches, but that happens when you are playing 42. Again, to cut this to 40, the 2 changes I would make would just be take out Rescue Cat, drop 1 Burden of the Mighty, and then you are at 40. The side deck was a little difficult because you can't side some of the standard monsters that you'd want to side, the Cyber Dragons, the DD Crows, things like that, because they are not beast. Crows is Winged Beast and Cyber Dragon's a machine, and it screws up the solidarity. However, you really want to keep the solidarities in because you want your monsters to be really, really big. So instead, we play the traps and spells that can kind of counter other decks. We are on double Soul Release since we can't play DD Crow. Smashing Ground for when you just need to remove stuff and get it out of the way when you feel like you need that extra destruction. Triple Light Imprisoning Mirror for Lightsworn, triple Mask of Restrict for everything that tributes frogs, etc. Pulling the Rugs for heroes, diva heroes, stuff like that, frogs, things you don't want their effects activating and them just pushing through. Caius is really painful into this because they could just if you only have the 1 solidarity, they could just summon Caius, banish solidarity, and hey, guess what? They can pretty much run over anything in your deck that's not Yellow Baboon or Green Baboon. triple Shadow Imprisoning Mirror because we don't want to get blown out by the likes of Vayu and Blackwing, etc. And then another Starlight Road for those times when you just feel like your opponent is playing lots of things that destroy the entire field, like Lightning Vortexes and things like that. The extra deck, not very important, so we have triple Chimera Attack just for filler. The first video you'll see today, I didn't even have an extra deck or a side deck because I just jumped in to test it without even really thinking about it. And then realized maybe I should build one so people don't immediately know I'm not going to touch my side deck. We have some standard stuff, Catastor, Bryo. I threw in 3 Colossal because I was tired of searching for cards. Goyo, Magical Android, triple Stardust Dragon, and then 2 Zaman the Ape Kings, which is really, really difficult for this deck to play. And as I'm talking about this right now, I just realized I can't make this either. I was thinking in my brain, hey, we just use brain control to take something with Zaman, and then we could sync, because all our things are 4s. If we take a Gale or something, we can, sync into Zaman and do some fun stuff. But there is no brain control in this deck. So, now that I'm realizing that, I can't believe I won the games that I'm going to show you without brain control. But you know what? Who needs it, right? Brain Control just totally defines it as the most broken card in Edison Format. So maybe drop a Burden of the Mighty for Brain Control. Yeah. So I'm going to do that now just because I don't want to forget to put Brain Control in the deck. So let's save that up. All right, so we are going to take a look at 2 replays. So the first one, we are going to hide his hand and show my hand, and we're going to let this go, hit him with the good luck, have fun. So the first matchup was versus Chaos Plants, I believe was the deck he was on. And he did win the rock, paper, scissors, deciding to go first. He set 1 past. I drew. I'm looking at my hand. I'm like, this is okay, I'm probably just going to set Raikou past, Which is what we do. Then we pass to him. Let's fast forward, yeah. So I get Caiused, and I'm like, of course, but I saw Tomato, and I'm like, oh, so this is either zombies or some kind of plant deck. It's all I could think with the Caius in it. So, obviously, though, the Raikou doesn't go through, and I get Caius, though, right? So I'm looking, I'm thinking, I'm like, I think the only real thing I could do here is just set the hamster, because I didn't want to get Caiused. I mean, not set the hamster, set the rat. I didn't want to get Caiused and lose the hamster, too, and then have no outs at all. So I went to turn on the Solidarity. That was my aim here, was trying to turn on Solidarity. And he just hits a great meal with Charge of Light Brigade. Check it out. Hits Dandy and Plague Spreader off of charge. Must be nice. So let's fast forward a little bit here. Grabs the Raikou with charge. Brings back Plague Spreader. Sinks into Dark End. And look, Dark End Dragon. So glad I didn't set the hamster. It would have got wasted. And now, Giant Rat enables Solidarity. And guess who is only 21? So this play ended up backfiring for him. So yeah, he does hit me here. Yeah, it's cool. So we draw, we play. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, screw it. I'll just run the heavy. And he is on double escape from the Dark Dimension. Okay, you do you, I suppose. So he plays the Escape from the Dark Dimension. I play Solidarity. I slam Bazoo because, I didn't really care about the rat at this point. I have Bazoo, he's bigger. And I wanted to make sure he couldn't just out it with... I wanted to make sure if he was going to go into something, it had to be bigger than 23. So, yeah, we go for the Bazoo. We set it up. And, so I think I take back control from this point. And then we draw one of the best cards in this deck, in my opinion, after playing the deck, is this Berserk Gorilla. I did not summon it here because, well, I knew this was Raikou. He searched for the Raikou. So I did not summon the Berserk Gorilla because I didn't want to just lose it to the Raikou. So we go for this. We swing. Cool beans, And it goes to his turn. Yeah, he flips the Raikou and goes for the Solidarity. Makes sense. All my monsters are really freaking big. So he goes for that, and then, we mill. And I did not realize that if you just delete and hit enter, it puts it to 0. For some reason, I thought it would reset. And there we go. He banishes, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is Chaos. Cool. Which was pretty obvious from what he'd banished. But, Chaos is coming down. And I do think my opponent misplays quite a bit in these games, but, you know, you'll see what the end result is. So he banishes Rat. Cool. Not sure why he didn't go for Bazoo, but it is what it is, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe he thought, I don't know what he was thinking. Like, what could I possibly get off this Rat that's helpful? You know what I mean? Whereas Bazoo, if I do a couple of crazy things, I could boost over and, you know, run this over. Of course, I don't have the monsters currently there, but I don't know. I just don't think Rat was a threat to him at this point. So we do go battle phase, just swing on the Raikou just to get the damage in. And of course we set Hamster. We have now drawn the second Hamster and we finally set it. And look, Brain Control. He played Brain Control on me for right here, and I still didn't realize I wasn't playing it myself. So I can't believe I forgot to put Brain Control in this deck. Alright, yeah, Brain Control's Sangin. He takes the 800 because it's Hamster. So big whoopsies there. He could have used Bazoo and boosted him by a good bit. And honestly, he probably should have used the Bazoo. Why not? You brain controlled it. Why would you not boost Bazoo here? Like, he's playing Escape from the Dark Dimension, so he's probably playing Return as well, right? So he could have boosted Bazoo to 25, no problems. Left a Dark in there for Caius. I mean, not for Caius, for Dad. Left Caius for Dad. I don't know, but whatever, you know. Here we go. I grab Raikou, as you do with Hamster. And then he goes to Chaos Sorcerer, and I'm like, okay, so getting rid of Hamster. And I was like, wait, no. Or I guess you can get rid of Bazoo. And also, he didn't enter main phase 2. He's like thinking, and he asked me, if I use it, am I in the battle phase? I'm like, of course not. It's not a quick effect. But so I just know it's a main phase 2 thing. So he gets rid of the Bazoo, which, you know, it's fine. That's the correct play, I think. There's no issue there, especially since I have Raikou, and I could just Raikou, and if I hit anything, I don't even have to pop that. I can just pop something else. So let's see here. What do we do? We drew Rescue Cat. So we do go for the Trunade here because I want to successfully summon the Rescue Cat. And this shows how mid the Rescue Cat is without X-Saber Arabellum. But I think overall it worked out for me because of the choices he made. So we Raikou Chaos because I have no out to it. And then we mill. And look at that. Milled the Hamster. This hurt me so much because my original plan was to summon Rescue Cat, smash a Nimble Momonga into it, into the Sangin, so I can at least get another Nimble Momonga off of it. But alas, we milled the third. So yeah, we just go for the Rescue Cat play here to try and take advantage of the current board. Because I know he had just 2 spells and traps in hand, and, you know, Sangin is whatever, who cares. So we go, we crash. I gain my 1,000. Unfortunately, I can't search for the other Momonga since Raikou milled it. He grabs a Lone Fire here, and that's really strong, and I was super worried. And then, you know, I used the other Momonga to swing on Raikou, and, yeah, he mills Titanial. So I think, you know, he just doesn't have any other plants. He's like, is this it? Like, I don't get it. I don't know. But so he chooses Momonga here instead of, you know, Nimble Mega Hamster. Why choose the Mega Hamster? Just hit the Momonga, kill it, move on with your day, right? Like, I mean, Momonga, hit the Hamster, kill it, and move on with your day. Momonga dies in the end phase to Rescue Cat. It makes no difference there. So I don't think he realized that Rescue Cat kills the Momonga. So he could have killed Raikou. He could have killed Hamster. But, and you know, like I said, I think he's a newish player. I don't know. The whole asking me if he can chaos thing kind of makes me feel like he doesn't know the rules very well. So he sets the 1, and I'm like, cool, it's probably something, but I'm going to Berserk Gorilla and just send it. I turn Raikou just in case it's Mirror Force, and I wanted to keep some extra monsters. And lo and behold, it was Mirror Force. So Berserk Gorilla goes down, my old monkey boy not doing the work that he needs to do. We pass turn, he sets the other one, which we know is just probably the first one he set, the second one he set when I Trunaded, so now we've seen both those. Then he sets a monster. This monster surprises me a lot. I don't expect it to be what it is. basically, when I go to swing into it. So we'll see here. I go Berserk Gorilla, and then I attack. And, yeah, it's Lone Fire. Does he have no plants at all? Like, why did he set Lone Fire Blossom? There's no way this was all of his plants. 1 tomato, 1 dandy, 1 titanial. That's it? That's his plants? No way. I don't know. We play Burden of the Mighty just in case he has Cyber Dragon or something in the main deck and forces him to, not be able to run over Berserk Gorilla. And yeah, he draws for turn, and I'm confused what this was. And it was Legacy of Yada. And it confused me even more because that means, did he have Legacy of Yada earlier when I True-Nated? Because why didn't he just chain it to the True-Nade? It makes me want to rewind, but at the same time, I don't want to rewind and check it. But it feels like you should have just chained that. Like, what was the point? What was the point of waiting? I don't know. But I just see he did have Dad, so I mean. Also, oh yeah, he did mill a Cyber, so I was thinking maybe he was playing 2 Cyber. That's why I definitely wanted to slam the Burden of the Mighty. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3 darks in here. 4 darks in here. Unfortunate. So Dad is dead in hand. He heavies the Burden of the Mighty. Cool, I guess. His monster's no longer reduced. He Mark of the Roses me, which the Burden of the Mighty matters in that because now he can kill Hamster, which if he would have took it, he wouldn't have been able to kill Hamster. Honestly, I feel like maybe he shouldn't have attacked because, just turn it to defense mode and let him die. Because that would out my 2000 monster. I kind of get it, though. He wanted to kill the Hamster, but like I said, Hamster should not have been there. He should have killed it instead of Momonga. Alright, so I draw Baboon, which at this point, he's already went through all his Raikos. So I know for a fact, like, this isn't Raiko. He's played them all. And then, yeah, so I have to attack because of the way this card works. And it's Spirit Reaper, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I set Hamster. I give him the Gorilla back. And yeah, he swings into my Hamster, which I do have a Raiko still, because that's the only one we've seen, right? No, there's 2. So I do have 1 Raiko still, and yeah, so I go to view the deck, and he quit. Yeah. So that's how this game went. All right, so let's take a look at the second game. I should have pulled the replays up on the side so I don't have to edit it later, but it's fine. It's fine. So we have another one. Guess what? I lost rock, paper, scissors yet again, and we good luck, have fun each other. He says hi. I didn't say hi because I'm kind of a jerk sometimes. And he is on Lightsworn, Vayu Sworn to be precise, and I learned that rather quickly because he's going to have a really, really good mill next turn. But, so he does mill, hits JD Raiko, which I'm like, cool. That's 2 less powerhouse cards I have to worry about. We go Burden of the Mighty, Rat. So Burden of the Mighty is paying for itself right here. We have made Lila smaller than Rat, so we can just run it over. So we're going to fast forward now. Look at that perfect charge of the Light Brigade, guys. Oh my goodness. He got rid of one of his hamsters that, he's already milled a Raiko, so whatever. He got rid of Vayu and Sirocco off the charge of the Light Brigade. So that is how I learned he was on Vayu Sworn by his oh-so-perfect mill of Vayu and Sirocco. He charges for Raiko. Pretty sure he charges for Lumina, sorry. He goes for the Lumina, ditches Necro Gardener for the Lila to pop Burden of the Mighty. Because the card is really good. So yeah, I currently have Yellow Baboon in hand, but I can't summon it. So yeah, we just run through this really quick. I think all off that perfect mill and everything, he just had the nuts overall. Let's take a look at this hand. Oh yeah, he has the double monster reincarnation. That is how I lose this game, actually. So he already had those in hand. Good to know, good to know. So I do go for Momonga because Rat doesn't have too many targets in this deck. The deck could definitely use some work, but it is fun and it can win. He mills 6, hits all the things he needs to mill. We're just going to let this fast forward through. We Vortex main phase 2, set Hamster, he solar recharges, he reincarnations, and then he just goes off and I lose because he had another Vayu. And yeah, so watch me lose, guys. Yeah, and there it is. And I just scoop. So I just couldn't do anything about that. So for this, I sided in 3 Lightning Imprisoning Mirrors, 1 to 2 Soul Releases. I think 2 Soul Releases initially, and then game 3 I dumped it back to 1 Soul Release and 1 Smashing Ground. Anyway, so I do get to go first this time, so that's cool. So, you know, we open Momonga, Light Imprisoning Mirror. He has the set. And, yeah, so I just preemptively flip the mirror because that's Raikou, right? It's either Hamster or Raikou. So we're just like, screw it. It's not Hamster. We just attack. And, of course, it was Raikou. And, yeah, this game's pretty dominant in my favor. He has the perfect Dark Greffer Necro Gardener pitch. So that's always fun. He goes into nothing off of it, though, which kind of surprised me. I don't know. The Plague Spreader ended up not being super useful. I don't know why he... Yeah, never mind. Yeah, why would he... Of course not. Of course he wouldn't use the Plague Spreader there. It's a bad play. So I used the rat, and this guy kept, like, skipping to the phases and stuff while I was doing my effects, but whatever. It doesn't matter. We just go rat for rat. We draw a hamster, and I'm like, solidarity. Because Greffer is only so big. So, yeah, we just swing over it. We get out our big old... Look at that. Look at that. 1800 Nimble Momonga. So pretty. All right, so, yeah, we swing, which... Technically, if he had Gores, I attacked wrong, but it's fine. He doesn't have Gores. I'm the best in the world. Whatever. And then we set our hamster. Raikou is currently dead, however, you know Lightsworn, they got stouts. So, yeah, Raikou is currently dead, but 1800 defense is 1800 defense. He does, boom, heavy me. Okay, no problem. My monsters go back down. And now he kind of tries to take back control here. We go Jane and swings on me, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I think I grab another Momonga here, but I also am just chilling. See, he ended his turn. I haven't even grabbed the Momonga yet, but it's fine, you know. Because maybe I would have changed my pool depending on what he mills. He really should have waited, but it's okay. It's okay for some fact I don't have that many things to pull with it in this deck. Rat is essentially there just to load up the discard pile, that graveyard. So I set Mirror Force, set the old Light Imprisoning Mirror, and turn my hamsters to defense mode. And this is when he's like, oh, watch me cook. Here's my Fossil Dyna. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm just going to Mirror Force. So Light Imprisoning Mirror is not active. Keep that in mind for my next couple plays here. I have no reason to flip it. And, oh, the amazing draw of Solidarity for turn. So I set my Raikou. I set that up. I turn everything to attack mode. I'm like, we're sending it. You know, these big cards are about to show off. And I think I'm 200 short of game here, but he has the Necro Gardener in graveyard, so it doesn't matter too much. I do think, like, with the Yellow Baboon, I'm not sure on the ruling if I would have been able to summon it with this giant rat dying and banishing it for cost. It's not a ruling I wanted to look up in the moment, but I feel like it is because it's when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. So it has to already be in the graveyard at that point. So Yellow Baboon should have been able to do it. And then I could have won, but he has Necro Gardener. So I could have had the Baboon a turn sooner, but I didn't want to overcommit the Baboon into, I don't know, like a Caius or something, because he does have Plague Spreader. So I didn't want to overcommit all those cards with the Necro Gardener in his graveyard. So we just swing. He takes everything, puts himself on 200, because at this point, he's got to do something, right? I have 3 over 1,800 monsters. He has a so-so solar recharge. And yeah, he admits defeat. My monsters were just way too big there. So let's fast forward. The only thing I changed was putting Smashing into the deck for one of the soul releases. So the opening here, we have the Bazoo, the Berserk Gorilla, the Solidarity, and the Raikou. Seeing Solidarity and Raikou is hot, hot stuff because you want to get the mill and mill a beast to immediately turn on the Solidarity. So, of course, he is going first for game 3. He allures, banishing a Vayu, summons Lila, and oh, look, he hit a wolf. Must be nice. I always draw wolf when I play a Lightsworn card. So we set the Raikou for very obvious reasons. He has Fossil Dyna, and I'm like, oh no, Fossil Dyna, what would I ever do? No, I'm just kidding. So he does swing into the Raikou, and I take a minute to think here because I'm like, the Fossil Dyna is stopping him. So do I really want to kill the card that's going to stop him from doing crazy plays? Of course not. So I leave Fossil Dyna out. I kill the Lila, the only thing he has to mill with. He hasn't milled any Lightsworns outside of Wolf. So in my opinion, it was correct to leave the Fossil Dyna out there and just eat the 1200. Who cares, right? I have the out to Wolf already. This is Lightsworn, so the likelihood of him having back row is not very high. So let's see, he just, ends his turn, right? So, there we go. I already have the out. We can just Berserk Gorilla Solidarity, run over the wolf if we want to. So let's see here. He moves the Fossil Dyna, whatever. I'm not playing anything that matters with that. So we go for our big 2800 Gorilla. Can you imagine summoning a level 4 2800? Crazy stuff. All right, so we run over the wolf 4-7. I was assuming he's not on Honest since he's playing the Vayu stuff. It's just not enough space for all those cards. Maybe he's playing Honest. I don't know his life, but I highly doubt he was on the Honest. So I played No Fear into Honest this entire game. Leaving Fossil Dyna out there for obvious reasons. Like I said, it was locking him down. So did not want to give him the opportunity to special. So he rotos for Greffer, turns Fossil Dyna, summons the Greffer. Okay, you just gave me something else to attack with my Berserk Gorilla. So he does, I think, send Necrogardna, Plague Spreader off of this. But thanks to his own Fossil Dyna, he can't use the Plague Spreader. So it is what it is. And because we need to, play through the Necrogardna, I summon another monster. And I have to attack with Berserk Gorilla because that's what the card does. And he just lets it through, and I'm like, that's cool. And, I leave Fossil Dyna again because I'm not killing it because of Plague Spreader. But if he would have just waited a turn, I think, it would have been fine because I would have had to attack the Fossil Dyna with Berserk Gorilla killing it. And then next turn, he could have did the Dark Greffer, Ditch, Special, Goyo, Bryo, whatever, But it is what it is. I leave the Fossil for this turn. And now I have a card. I've played all my normal summons at this point. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm probably going to kill this now. I do Light Imprisoning Mirror preemptively. I just like to do it versus newer players because I don't want to deal with stuff. So I do the Light Imprisoning Mirror, swing into, oh, you guessed it, Raikou. I don't think he ever drew Hamster until it was too late. We run over the Fossil Dyna, and right here is the misplay that I did make. I was going to play another monster here, and I ended my turn. Before this attack, I was like, I'm going to set the Momonga, and then main phase 2 came, and I forgot to set the Momonga. So Momonga should have been set there, and I screwed the pooch a little on that one. So he goes for, Chaos Sorcerer. I wasn't expecting the Chaos Sorcerer at this point. But it worked out really well for him, sort of. He gets to banish the Berserk Gorilla dealing with my 2800 monster, and it gives him a Synchro. Now, his choice of Synchro is pretty important here, so let's see the one he decides on. I remember, but what do you think he's going to Synchro into? So he goes for Stardust Dragon. Okay. Maybe he thinks I'm on a lots of spell and traps, doesn't want to lose to Mirror Force. Okay, did see a smashing already. I Lightning Vortexed him in the other game. Makes sense. Okay, no problem. I probably would have went Colossal Fighter just because of how he's seen what's in my deck. But that's just me being, That's just me being me. You know, Colossal Fighter, I would struggle to deal with without Lightning Vortex because I could only just run it over. I couldn't actually kill it forever, I don't think. Not without Mirror Force. So, yeah, we take the 200, all good. And then I special summon Yellow Baboon from my hand at this point, and I'm like, I think I'm doing fine. I'm about to summon a 3400 monster. We have the instant out to the Stardust. We banish King Tiger. We banish Rat. And then, yeah, we pretty much just take over from this moment. He has a few things to stall the inevitable from happening, but we're just going to fast forward now. So, you see, he Necro Gardena's I Crash. Because, you know, I take 700, but I gain 1,000. So I get 2 monsters off of this, or 1 monster. How many? Yeah, 2 monsters off of this. And I gain 300 life points to get 2 1,800 monsters onto my field. I think it's a fair trade. I mean, it does get, they are in defense mode, so it does give him the opportunity to just run them over. But I have Starlight Road set. So, you know, it's kind of one of those moments where I think it's all going fine, right? So he sets, I gain my 1,000 because I kind of forgot. It was already his turn. And then, oh, look, Berserk Gorilla. So now I'm like, I definitely am outing Stardust at this point. But we flip the Momongas and their 1,800 glory. All hail the Momongas. Look at them flying through the air. So powerful, so strong, so majestic, so nimble. We summon Berserk Gorilla. So we have those big 8 boys out there on the field. We got the Gorilla, we got the Yellow Baboon, and we got our little critters all looking nice and swole thanks to Solidarity. And he burials, which is cool, you know. It gives him another chance to Necro Gardener. And he puts back Plague Raikou. Fine, doesn't matter much. We swing, he lets it go through. He takes 300. I kind of didn't expect that, I guess. I don't know. I thought he was going to save the Stardust. But maybe since I swung with the Berserk first is the reason why he didn't. But that's also kind of why I swung with the Berserk first, because I feel like if I swung with this first, I wouldn't have got the damage in. And both of these are 18, so they can't get over Hamster. And he thinks on this, which he was just bluffing on the think, because this was nothing. It's just value. I think he was more surprised that I didn't go for the 52, but like I said, I thought it was Hamster. I didn't want to swing into a Hamster and not be able to kill it. And then, yeah, he just takes it. I don't know why he clicked the card there. I don't know. So, yeah, we attacked. We're good. We're low. I have a field full of big old boys. We chilling. He's viewing his extra deck, and I'm like, oh, no. If he has Sirocco, he can Plague Spreader. He can summon Sirocco, bring back Plague Spreader, and then Black Rose, which for him is a really good play, but obviously he does not have Starlight Road set. But he does not have the Sirocco. Let's check. Out of curiosity. No, he does not have. He had JD in his hand. 1, 2, 3. No, did not get enough lights for him. All right, so he had JD in his hand, so that's cool. And I think, yeah, it's just game this turn because I'm like, all right, I'm just going to summon the Hamster here and ensure that it's definitely game because Hamster can swing over Hamster at 19, and then Necro just can't do anything about it. Light Imprisoning Mirrors, negating Raikous. And yeah, we got all these big boys over here. We hit them with the GG, and that is a quick 2 wins for this deck that lost connection. Let's pull it back up. Dim boys. Again, I forgot Brain Control. My B, you know. I try to play fair cards, right? Nah, but seriously, it's a fun deck. Obviously, it's not going to be some tier 1 amazing deck, but I do think it has potential. You could probably win a locals with it, have a little fun, annoy some people. But overall, the deck has a lot of potential to be strong. Yellow Baboon is a fun card. Maybe we'll drop the Rescue Cat if I do build this in real life, but until I get Gaia powers, that's simply not happening. So that has been the BeastDown Edison version from Dim Boys, the apes, the gorillas, the baboons, and all of our furry little critters in between. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, whatever, and see you next time for What's Cooking Wednesday.